race now or something?
No, just that when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I should queue it up. I have yet to get a notification. YouTube is slipping.
Nope, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Did I get it off before any of them? I got it off before you guys. I won. OverTheShow turned on only mode. Sub only mode.
Put the wrong thing in there.
You put a link to what?
Yeah. Like an iPad mount thing.
Hell yeah.
Eat Sadu.
Deal of the week. The over-the-show deal of the week.
Oh, now you could put people in timeout for different lengths of time, ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Next time DK's chiming off too hard, we got a 30-second timeout real quick. Yeah. All right. Episode 80, Over the Show, to be Nick D, live from New York City, Jarvis Jerry.
Beep boo papu.
We got a just excellent episode. It's about to pop off.
Bill and Ted style.
Over the place. Looking at what we've watched. Quite
this week or
roller
even this year?
This week, but
yeah,
we've watched a few different things over the course of the year as well.
We should
like a recap.
We should do. Well, we're doing the Deloise's. We should just maybe discuss towards the end of this episode some actual categories.
Yeah.
You know, so we also wrap our head around that.
About next year's Deloise's too, but yeah, we can wait. We'll save it.
Nick's going past this year and going straight to next year's.
Yeah. I'm already on the next one.
Well, now I feel
just for like how we change categories, you know, stuff like that, or not categories, but like how you get in. I'll just say it. I feel like there should be a rule that you can only get nominated for a Deloise if one of us gives it an S, and that doesn't even mean it's nominated. It just means it's in the pool.
So we
should just do that next year.
So we have to hand out more S's because I rarely hand out an S.
And or less, like maybe 24. That's nothing but turds, and that means like the Deloise's is like, oh, there was only 3 S's this year, and you know what I mean. Like I think it should be something like that, so that way it like means something. Well, I don't know. We can discuss it. I don't care either way. It was just an idea.
That's an interesting. So you're saying
there's a lot of S's because like this year, do we have 10 plus S's, and some. Are they even gonna be nominated? Like, you know, so I don't know.
Really, what I think you're really saying is that we need to make an actual, like, like we need to make a tier list called the Deloise's 2023, and then every time we do an episode, we'd have to pull it in I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. Pull the image in there, right, Jerry? And then like. We'd have to start tier listing them at the beginning of the year. It's good you're bringing it up now because if we're going to do that, we definitely need to be prepared for that. But here's where...
I mean, like January's around
when we give an S.
Here's the thing, Nick D.
Yeah.
With that change, I would also say then, if we're going to go with that route, then it has to... What if we did it where... this makes it more difficult. But, like, it has to be stuff that came out that year.
Exactly. I think that's also legit, and there should be.
So if we watch old stuff, it's yeah.
It could be a subset of the Deloise's. But you're right. The 2023 best of the 20. You know what I mean? Like it should only be able to be. It's like if one of us gave it an S or something, or
and
like
it was released the year.
Nominated it for in that year. Then it can be like okay, it can be nominated. But we might find that it's like there's like 10 things like this one's got to get cut. You know.
That's an interesting way. That's a better way.
And it also makes us be more precious about S's. Like it means we just can't be throwing out S's. You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't think. I think we rarely throw out S's. I think if anything, we throw out like B's. We're a heavy
B's. Okay.
We're a heavy B channel over here.
You know what it is? We should just start marking this stuff down so we can just see the data. I have no idea what the data is, but in 2024 we'll start getting into the details.
Yeah, you know another thing too. I mean, this would be things we could do behind the scenes, but it's almost like. we could change the name of like we start a new text chain on Discord. We disband the last year's, and then it's like we mark
Yeah.
that as like 2023, and then we make a new
Oh, that's
Discord
fairly
one.
yeah.
So that way,
That's like
when
the
we
easiest way to
scroll
do it.
through it, right, it'd still be
Yeah. That's the easiest thing to do. Let's do
right.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, no, because then we still have to have your rating. I don't know.
I mean, and then that could be a new one. We just make another little thing that's like A's, S's, or I don't even know if you can do that. Maybe that's a different file.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, let's before we get. I think we'll talk more about the DeLuises at the end of the episode. So let's just knock off what we watched this week.
I watched this. So I saw the last 30 minutes because Karina was watching it, and then maybe 2-3 days later, I went back and watched it from the beginning. It's
So caught your
an
attention.
interesting movie.
Would you say that off top, so Jerry? Because you went back and actually watched it.
So it really is the end of it is, or the last 30 minutes or whatever that I saw was definitely interesting, and I was like, oh, it leads to that, and it's fucking nothing, fudging nothing. And so again, you look at the cast: Julie Roberts. I like Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and then Mayela. She's been in stuff that it's oh, I recognize her face. Her. That's Mayela. And so it was oh, okay, what's going on here? And you got Addie Bacon in it at one point, so that was cool. But it's based on a book, but then it's your classic Netflix, not apocalypse, but apocalypse and a world type thing.
Doomsday.
It's oh, doomsday, perfect word for it.
What was that one they did last year?
Meaning, Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as intense in that sense of that one, but still intense. And so, the whole movie is oh, what's going on and stuff. And so it's this family is renting their house for the weekend, and then they show up in the middle of the night being oh, there's a blackout in the city. We need to stay here. And it's just oh, what's going on? Who can be trusted type thing. And then as the movie progresses, weird stuff happens, and I feel I watched a movie with her.
Julia Roberts?
No, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone?
On Netflix, that one with Jonah Hill, that show.
No, I tried watching that. That was pretty boring.
I got 2 episodes into that and never went back.
Same here. I barely started it. And so again, it's a thing with this movie. For me, a big thing is the characters are very annoying and a little unlikable, and that's a hard thing for me to keep an interest and kind of care what's going on. But then looking into it, that's part of the movie, I guess, is oh, crazy stuff's happening and you're stuck with who you're stuck with. So the concept is very interesting, but I do think having seen the end first and then watching everything lead to it, it kind of was oh, again, not much leads to it. That last 30 minutes is definitely the most interesting part of it. And so it's yeah, I don't know. Nick was oh, would you recommend this? And it's if you wanted to see it, sure. I don't know how I feel about it overall, in a sense. Because I also don't
Is
really
it Knock at the Cabin?
I was just thinking that, Nick D. But
it gives me Knock at the Cabin vibes, but I don't know. Is that right?
But
not.
It sounds like they don't realize the other Knock at the Cabin. They half the I don't know they totally know what's going on.
And so nothing. I don't think it's a spoiler at all, but like nothing supernatural is going on. Like,
Okay.
and there's nothing really like spooky, scary going on. It's like, oh, modern world scary type stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
Like a realistic doomsday? Does it feel like a realistic type doomsday or no?
yeah. And then there's all these deers that I was just so confused with, like why the deers were in it and doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, have you got
And
like
so I don't know.
Jerry? Have you seen the trailer for like we just saw it when we went and saw? What movie did we just see, Nick D?
Godzilla that had like
Oh, do
a
we not put?
million different unrelated
Dude, we
trailers.
didn't
You
put
guys did
God's.
not put.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude!
Oh yeah.
I'll pull that up. I'll pull it up.
That should have been
We
even the
forgot
title of the
Godzilla, but I
episode.
forgot about that.
I call this.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta edit the title. Whatever. When we get there, that was stupid, man.
Just
See,
call
that's
it
how
whatever
out of I.
whatever you titled it, just put -1 at the end.
Yeah, true.
Just edit that.
When we saw that, Jared, they played this trailer for this like super weird, like too realistic of a idea movie where it's like the International Space Station, and it's us in Russia.
Oh wow.
Right, Nick T? And it was like,
Yeah.
I don't need that movie, and because they
What was
see.
it called?
I don't remember what it was called, but it's called like Space Station or something. But like they see the war on Earth going off, like nukes going off, and then it's like, the trailer does the classic, like they're all friends. It doesn't matter that we're all in space together, and it's Russian America, And then as soon as they see the war going off, it's like, oh no, they're gonna kill. Like the trailer gets all intense.
Yeah, it is just
called
ISS.
ISS. Yeah.
I don't know why, but you describing like how it has real world problems just made me think of that, because that's another movie where it's like,
that's like such a it's one of those things where you're like, oh, you're talking about a thing that could go down like at any second.
yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
More likely than aliens coming through the back door here.
But I guess I
Yeah.
guess we were making Desert Storm movies during Desert Storm and stuff like that, right? So I guess I'm like, I guess we do that. Never mind. I guess this isn't weird.
Yeah.
But it is just like, wow, we're just doing it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. It's just like it's like propaganda. We don't necessarily let's de-escalate the situation, not escalate situations. Like we're now
it's
feeding
like
the youth.
Oppenheimer, ISS.
Yeah.
Talking about nukes all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a weird vibe.
Godzilla, that's got nukes. Yeah. Everything's got nukes in it.
It's all. Yeah.
My bad. I've derailed us.
No, it was my bad.
Aliens, Predator, RoboCop,
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
So like it again, cool concept, but like thinking back, I feel they like fabricate tension because like these are the adults in the movie and like they'll go do something or see something and they won't tell anyone else until like they're really pressured into telling them like, oh, what happened when you're out there? And then they finally like, oh yeah, this happened. And it's just like, why didn't you guys tell each other this when you know something weird is going on? There's like a national emergency going on and you guys are just keeping secrets from each other. Like, the tension in the movie felt very forced and there's a lot of weird camera angles that were distracting.
Interesting.
Who's it directed by?
Guy who did Mr. Robot. I just looked him up.
Oh, okay.
He not much else.
For the music.
Not much else on the career there. A lot of television, it looked like.
Okay.
He was the showrunner on Mr. Robot.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like overall, just cutting to the chase, it's like I'd probably give it a C. Like if they took maybe a bit more time with the script or something, they probably could have had something a lot more concise, I guess.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, I do kind of feel knowing where it ended that the lead up, having known that is like, oh, that probably didn't help me. I mean, I guess in the trailer they show stuff. But yeah, Mahershala, like they all acted great in it. It's just like, yeah, the story probably could have been tightened up a little bit.
What's the running time? Oh, 2:18, not bad.
That's the other thing. It's long though. It is long.
It feels long.
A little long.
It feels long.
Yeah, it's not exactly paced well, in my opinion. And yes, I don't know if you guys want more information or not.
No, because I think I am gonna watch it. I mean, it's Netflix. It's got some big name actors. I literally, I think I was saying this off when we weren't live. I was about to watch this and then picked a Christmas movie over it.
Yeah.
And the trailer still looks like, even with everything you're saying, Jared, I am intrigued.
Yeah, and again, I'm very curious what you guys would think going into it, not knowing where it ends and kind of just going for the ride. Where I was like, oh, okay, we
Yeah.
got here. Like, it might be cool how we got here.
Yeah.
And, um, you know, it just could have used a few more things. It's a C movie for me.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you're saying, Jared, if it wasn't Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke and Mahershala Ali, I probably would have been like, I'm good. I'll skip it.
Exactly.
But because it's all
I
of them, it's like, all right, I'm kind of intrigued.
Big name cast. You know, it looks interesting. And so I was super intrigued. And again, even seeing the end was like, you know, it wasn't like, it was still just like, okay, let me see the rest. And it really was the rest that it's like, oh man, that 2 hours to get to that last 18 minutes. But yeah, if you want to see it, I would definitely, because it's on Netflix, just pop it on. Let me think.
What are you gonna give it? A B?
There's maybe like C. I'll give it a C.
A C? Okay.
Yeah.
A Jerry C.
It was fine.
Not in the DeLuises.
Yeah.
The little girl is super annoying because she's like obsessed with watching Friends, but there's no like internet, so she's just bugging her parents the whole time.
Episode?
Like, I want to watch Friends. The last one. She's like watched it all and then is about to start the last episode. Then it's like they get to the
season finale
they are.
For
Friends.
She didn't miss
Is
much.
she making Friends references throughout it? Like, is she dropping like Chandler jokes?
Can I be any more scared?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Not even.
Is there a duck in the
Did she put on all the clothes?
Yeah,
She comes in the room with all the clothes on? No?
No, she just spouts about it.
A turkey on the head and does a dance?
Yeah.
These are some good highlights.
Sidhu's asking who had the best performance. I would definitely say Mahershala and Ethan. They for sure, for me, like...
Picking men. Picking men. Just joking.
It's just, I don't know. It's just...
Just flustered by that.
No, because I was thinking about it, that it is like, the two daughters really annoyed me, like Julia Roberts.
What's hard to be... Kid actors really, the hardest part, in my opinion.
They're just all... very, like, again, she's just complaining about Friends. Mahershala's daughter, Mila, she's like very contentious with Julia Roberts. Like, that's their thing. Julia and her, they're just like, they disagree the whole movie, where like it just sort of felt like Mahershala and Ethan are the two that are like, oh, let's figure out what's happening. Well, Mahershala is the one who's like, let's figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, see, and that's...
Ethan's just kind of there.
I kind of want to watch it for him, you know, more than anyone.
Exactly. I love him. He's a fantastic actor. That's really what made me want to watch it. And so...
and so Julia Roberts has been in some really good movies throughout the years.
Yeah, and so again, I will say...
Not so much Ethan Hawke.
She you know, she
I like Black Phone. I was actually just thinking that, or is that even Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that on here. Sorry, Jared, go ahead.
That's just like the last Ethan Hawke movie I saw.
I do think, like, in a sense, even though I was just complaining about not liking characters, I do think when it's like, oh man, I really don't like that character, it's like, okay, the actresses in this point, they did a good job for me to feel something where it's like, oh God, what are you doing?
Oh, so they're cringy on purpose. Yeah.
Little bit. And so it's just like, okay, like, they did a good job acting. But I'm much more of a, like, let's get some answers type of viewer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on Netflix. I would say check it out if you wanted to. Don't go out of your way. It's 2 hours, 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes is what I like the most.
It's a cool shot.
It's based on a book. So I am actually a little curious about the book, of how it compares to the
That's got a Cabin in the Woods or Cabin on the Left as well, based off a book.
Knock at the Woods?
Knock at the Cabin? Knock at the Cabin?
Yeah.
Cabin Knock Woods was also a book. Yeah.
Yeah. The premise, really cool.
I'm gonna watch
cool premise. Just could have probably used like 2 more edits on the script, and they would have had something way better. They would have had
If they
for
would've
sure
just
like
used
a B.
Chat GPT to instead of this writer strike baloney, we could have
Maybe, yeah,
gotten a B
exactly.
for sure.
Exactly.
BK loves
But
that
yeah,
comment.
leave the world. They do a title drop. They do a title drop, so I'll give them that.
Hell yeah.
Before you click off
Hell
of
yeah.
this, can I just say,
Mm-hmm.
did any of you guys hear about this Merry Little Batman before? You seen this ad?
Oh no, I didn't even see that.
I saw a trailer for it.
This whole time, Jerry,
But
I've
it
been thinking
wasn't.
about that. I already Googled it.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
I guess so, yeah.
I'll check that out.
I'll definitely check that out.
Wilson's voice.
Oh,
Forgot about
really?
that.
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a
he's
short.
Batman. There we go. Oh, and David Hornsby. He's Joker.
David Hornsby's the Joker? Dude. I am in. Oh, dude, is that the guy from Seinfeld playing the Penguin? Abu?
Yeah.
Who's Chris Sullivan? I feel like I know that name.
Interesting.
Yeah. Leave the world behind.
Leave the world
Sick.
behind. Yeah, I'll put that on my list. Probably won't be till the new year, but I'm definitely going to, well, maybe not. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to watch that. that.
Is it a Christmas movie?
no.
No, I don't think
not
so.
at all.
No.
It's like the summer or something when they're out and about.
Oh, wow. We're going Jerry to Jerry.
Yep, Jerry to Jerry to Jerry. Karina and I watched this yesterday. She put it on. I was just there. Oh, but so I guess when we go over the Christmas movies, one of the Christmas movies I put in there, Karina was watching while I was watching the Leave the World Behind. But I'm still going to talk about that Christmas movie because I saw a lot of the visuals. So
No, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a weird side
I
jump.
was watching 2 movies. Yeah, just 2 movies at once. I was two double fisting it. This movie, weird.
Another Netflix
movie.
joint.
It's based on the like teacher in the 90s who like banged her student and then married him later. I don't remember her name.
After she gets out of jail, right?
Yeah, in jail she has a kid. Then when she gets out of jail, they get married.
So That's My Boy is the same basis then, right? Like That's My Boy's obviously a comedy film, but it's literally based off of the same storyline.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Like
I never actually I didn't think of that it is like, oh wow, that's because it's the same thing. She, she bangs a 7th grader, and that's the same thing as That's My Boy.
Yeah.
And so
then she goes to jail, and then the kid's family has to raise the kid because she's in jail until she's released, and then she marries the kid. I mean, that's I don't know if that's we'd have to look up the real deal story.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what happened, but probably that. I think the same thing, having the kid during her jail sentence, and then Natalie Portman is an actress who came to Julianne Moore's town to like study her for her role in an upcoming movie, and is like talking to everybody. And like this is one of her daughters. That's the guy, Joe. And so it's kind of just like them and like what they're like while Natalie Portman's there, trying to figure this all out, and like, oh, I'm an actress, and I'm like case studying you.
I wonder if Julia Roberts went and meant the real lady. You know what I mean?
Not Julia Roberts,
like
Julia Moore. Julia Moore.
Julianne Moore. My bad. We keep doing that. I keep doing that.
We're good.
I wonder if Julianne Moore, like a part of the
that
movie.
Woman died.
Oh, really?
2019. Yeah.
Wow.
Right after the guy divorced her.
Really?
Yeah, they were married. What is that, like 20, 30 years or something? And then he's like, I'm actually not down with this. A divorce, and then she died. And so it's just sort of a movie of like, oh, what's the story behind this? Or like how much it's like when she talks to one person, Julianne Moore is like, no, like we were in love and this is the thing we want. And then like when she talks to him, it's a little less clear. And then when Natalie Portman talks to Julianne Moore's like kids from her original marriage, they're all like, yeah, that kind of ruined our lives, like blah, blah, blah. And so it really is like, oh, like how much of what was said about the relationship is true. And again, like Natalie Portman's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a crazy movie, such a movie. And then it turns out she's like doing a Lifetime movie type thing. It's like, oh wow, she totally blew up what she was doing and all this. So it was interesting, but like when it ended, I was definitely just like, what is
Yeah.
happening?
Wow.
Like, what did I just watch? Um, but it was
So
interesting.
I know it can be both things, but I'm asking like, so is it a movie about this woman and her experience and like the movie being made, or is it a movie about like making a movie? You know what I mean? Like, is Julianne Moore the star, or is Natalie like whose
Yeah, who's
story
the
is it? Is it
whose point of view are you really following?
yeah, like Natalie Portman or Julianne Moore?
I guess you're following Natalie Portman because again, it's like, oh, like this actress kind of comes to this small Missouri
Yeah.
town or whatever. So like people are like, oh my God, I love your movies or this or that. And like again, she's just like, oh my God, I want to like get to know you guys so I can make like a honest, true movie for you. And then again, it turns out she's like basically making a Lifetime movie. And so it is a thing of like, okay, was she exploiting them to get more
Yeah.
information about this and like to prey on their vulnerability and stuff for her own benefit? And then it's just like, again, it's like, oh, was their relationship actually real? Joe and Gracie is her name. Because like the entire time he's like texting this other woman and it's like butterfly Facebook group and stuff. So like he secretly is doing things behind Julianne Moore's back and stuff.
And does this
Even
end with
though
her dying?
no, it ends with her making her movie and then it ends. You see like them filming one scene
Oh,
and it's
so
just
you
like
never see them get divorced.
no,
Interesting.
yeah, and yeah, so it just is a like
I'm not gonna
what
watch
were
this.
Natalie Portman's no, that's why it's like a the whole like because again the whole
It's a
buildup is
really
like
interesting concept.
Yeah, I'd rather
it
watch
is
That's My Boy.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
if of everyone who does a good job acting probably this guy with like kind of very much acting like a man child because he was with her for so long like the second he turned 17 or whatever to in the movie he's like 36 or something. um and so yeah, it's just kind of like what are her intentions and then how much did he actually love her or was she telling him like yeah no we're in love and like all of this stuff. So again it was interesting, um but there's no need to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you
But
gave
it's
a
not
really
Interesting
bad.
good.
idea.
That was a really good book
Interesting
report
idea.
on it, so I'm probably good.
Yeah. For real.
So, what are you giving it, Jerry?
Yeah. What's
Let's.
the verdict?
I don't know. I guess like C plus B minus maybe,
Wow.
because again it was interesting. You are watching it of like okay what's going on here, like who should we believe in this situation. And then again, learning that it is based on that real life thing is kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like that's very interesting. Um, and yeah, the three adults did a good job acting. And yeah, I was interested to the end. But the end, it definitely was a bit of like, what just happened? In a
Yeah.
very, it was real.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Karina put it on, and I just kind of watched, and so I was like, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Karina pick.
Karina pick of the week.
Yeah, she liked it, and she said she's been like
Yeah.
thinking about it all day, and like again, really liked his portrayal of like kind of being in that relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree that the movie is commenting on actors acting self-important and taking things too seriously. I think that's a big part of Natalie Portman's character, especially when you find out she's basically doing a Lifetime movie and everything she tells them and the family is like, we're going to make good choices and this is going to be art and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, but those Lifetime
That's
people,
dope.
they
And this
gotta
is
take it serious too, right?
because
They're doing a
it's
job.
also, yeah. And like Karina even pointed out, like this movie's has a little bit of a Lifetime feel of like the way it looks or like the angles they
That's
pick.
funny.
So it's like a little meta, I guess.
Well, dude, like that's the thing
dope.
about Netflix is like some of their movies, like I one of the movies I put in the Christmas thing, the one with Jason Biggs, that also 100% felt like a fucking Hallmark film, like straight
Yeah.
out of the Hallmark Channel. That's a Hallmark movie.
Mhm.
But because it's Netflix, they just put the N on it, and you're like, oh, Netflix, because they need to have different
Yeah.
logos for different styles of production.
Yeah, yeah,
It-
yeah.
does that sound crazy that they should have like
No, that's an
multiple
interesting idea.
logos,
It's an interesting idea.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. If
Disney
if
does. They have the Marvel logo, they have the Lucas logo, they got the 20th Century logo. Like if you're
Yeah.
watching something 20th Century, it's Disney, but like, oh, this one's gonna be a little bit more adulty, right? Like that's kind of the
Yeah.
idea they're going
Yeah.
with. Netflix needs something like that. They need to have some
Yeah.
type of system to where when you put it on, you're like, okay, this is gonna be made for TV style, not
Like that like Ryan Reynolds and Rock and Gal Gadot movie.
yeah.
Like those kind of Netflix movies have like a different kind of end, and then like the reality ones have like a different kind of end. Like amongst their kind of, so they're just visually like, oh, it's one of these types. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, well,
Like a
those
little
ones are
subgenre.
like that's them trying to do like action, whatever
Yeah.
movies. Which also, yeah. But what movie did they have? They did a war epic, didn't they? That was up for Oscars last year.
Yeah, not all quiet.
Yeah, All
Was it
Quiet on
All
the
Quiet on the
Western
Western
Front. Wasn't
Front?
that them?
Yeah,
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 and like that was like super serious, really well done. That should have like
yeah,
a black and white logo or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
I mean, same with like they cloned Tyrell. Like I
that
still
was
think
really
they
good
cloned
too.
Tyrell.
That was really
That's
good.
like, I think that's the best Netflix thing I've seen so
This
far.
is really
but I
good
still need
though.
to see All Quiet.
This
I
is
need to see
really
All
good.
Quiet. Yeah.
And then they had that black and white movie that won an Oscar. I can't think of it. It was like a serious
I don't think I saw it.
talking the whole time movie. BK would know. Anyways, I mean, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. No need to watch it.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, Jared, so we could
but
talk about it on the show. But like,
Yeah, I think you pointing out that it's like, oh, this is the serious version of the Adam Sandler one. That's My Boy. Is like, oh well, it 100% is. This is the not funny version of it.
What
The
you
more
what you're
serious
saying is
version.
what you should do is you watch That's My Boy and you have this playing on to you. Like you watch both at the same time, but you're really just watching That's My Boy.
it's interesting
Maybe
though.
see if the dialogue matches the mouth, so you can get like
Yeah,
Adam
yeah.
Sandler's voice on that guy.
Jerry, yeah, go back and
Mhm.
show that guy one more time. Because like, look at that dude and think about it being Adam Sandler, right? Like, like yes, they look different, but the hair and like the outfit that Adam Sandler wears in that movie, like when he's supposed to be in his youth or whatever, I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Like, like it's
Yeah.
not like
Is this
it's not
a,
like he's blonde, blue eyes, like that. I don't know, like when they do the flashback of Adam Sandler.
Is it a Happy Madison
Yeah.
production?
That's My Boy. Yeah.
No, this one.
No. Dude, Netflix actually is
Maybe
Happy
secretly.
Madison now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell produced this.
Shut
that's
up.
great.
That I was so surprised
Wow.
about.
That's
Him and some other
crazy.
dude produced this. Yeah.
That makes this movie stock go up for me. I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
I
when
wonder
it got
if
to the end.
did he produce it prior to those actresses being already like did Natalie Portman already agree to the script and then he produced, or was it him producing and then Natalie Portman hopped on? I'm just intrigued by that because
She brought the script to the director,
So she
That's kind.
okay. So then that seems like
Yeah,
Will
this was
Ferrell
like
hopped on
her.
afterwards. So he was like, "Well, this might be
Yeah.
up for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Let me get some producing
Yeah.
credit on an Oscar-nominated film." You
Hell
know,
yeah.
I ponder.
Yeah, I'm just
Love
curious if anywhere it does say that. Yeah, see, Not Important brought it to Todd Hayes.
Todd Hayes also kind of sounds
Uh,
familiar though. Why do I know Todd
Todd.
Hayes?
Oh, we did that. I'm Not There.
Mm.
Oh, I like that movie. I own that. The Bob Dylan weirdo
I think
film.
I think I saw Velvet Goldmine.
Yeah, that's the only one, at least director. That's what he did.
That's crazy. Like he hasn't had that much of a career, but like I liked I'm Not There. I'm surprised. I didn't realize that was 07.
I want to see whatever Sonic Youth that thing is. I love the Sonic
And you
Youth.
did something with the Velvet Underground. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Cool
Yeah. Let's move
idea.
on. Yeah.
And then Karina and I started this. I know you're a big fan of this, Tubes.
Yeah. I this is what
It's good.
like my true love for Timothy Olyphant started definitely with this show.
I'm surprised because it's a thing where like I've seen the title like since 2017, seen it on Netflix 4 years, never put it on, and Karina randomly put it on, and like it's funny.
It's really well
It
done.
is a funny TV show. Yeah, it's good.
You're gonna be bummed when you get to the end.
That's what I figured. I know that's the thing you've always said, that you're just like, man, I wish they gave them at least a proper ending or heads up or something, or one more season.
One more
So it's
season
like, I know
so they could have wrapped everything, the
Yeah.
stuff that they had created up. Like they'd created storylines in different directions. Let them wrap it up.
Yeah, that is one thing I've noticed. Like with Tyrone, or is that his name? No.
The neighbor kid?
No, the first guy she bites.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they haven't really come back to him yet, and it's just like, what's going, or maybe they have. Timothy is funny in
He's
this.
good. He's really good. And Julia, I mean,
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore,
yeah.
Drew
She
Green
does a good job too. Yeah.
Tom Green's ex-wife does a really good job in it.
The only thing is, like, I feel they do the classic thing where it's like, oh, our daughter's 16, but like she acts, like she's 20 or something. That it's like, come on now, just let her be a kid.
The same with the neighbor kid too, though. The neighbor kid who's like,
but he's
like
funny,
weird
and they
virgin
kind of explain
dude.
it. But they like explain that he's just like, oh, he's super smart, so it's like, okay, it works,
Yeah.
I don't know how far we are into it.
Have you gotten to the Knights of the Round Table people?
I don't think so.
That's no spoiler too, because like you'll have to see.
They just started talking to Ramona and is like, oh,
Okay.
So yeah, they just Drew Barrymore just met Ramona. So are we really on the second season?
I'm gonna say this, man, and I know this might be controversial, but like, because I see it's over there on the side. That the vampire show, What Lies in the Dark, whatever. This is 10.
What We Do in the Dark.
What We Do in the Dark. I watched that. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I tried to get into it, and I just couldn't personally. And it's a bummer to me because this show is so much funnier, and like, it's like a sitcom with like this weird horror aspect to it that just works, that I feel like the other show tries to do. And they do their own job, but they're just very like, I don't even know how to explain it. Because that, like, when I saw it was on the side there, that's the most similar thing it's close to. Like stylistically.
Yeah. I was thinking it kind of looked like Arrested Development, but you're saying it's like this? Okay. Excuse me.
Arrested Development, Nick, but Arrested Development with a horror edge. You know what I mean? Like this weird, like,
Yeah.
because she's like eating people. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Jerry? Like, it gets kind of
Oh yeah,
it's a weird graphic.
oh
Like,
it's
they
when
show
yeah when
her
she
chowing down.
kills
Yeah,
yeah when she kills someone, like when she killed the dude in their kitchen and like the blood literally
because it's
goes
Netflix, Nick.
everywhere. Um,
Oh, okay.
So
That's awesome.
they didn't have any like they didn't have to have restrictions, I guess, to where like
Yeah,
they like
yeah. They could just
show
put
it.
an MA on it and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I never actually saw the TV show. I've only seen the movie of this.
The movie was
I
good.
watched the
I think
first
I've seen the
season of
first
like
two
Our Flag
seasons.
Means Death.
I always wanted to
Um,
check that out, but I haven't.
I don't know. Like
it's funny.
I couldn't get. I've always heard good things. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it. I tried my hardest to watch it and get into it, and I just couldn't. It wasn't for me. It's
Yeah.
the best way, and like I mean
Again, I
that in
like
no
the
like
movie.
disrespect.
No, because I feel there's some things where it's like, oh, I don't need to be following these characters for 30 hours by the time they end it, that it's like, just let me see a little glimpse of their life, a little slice of life. That's all I
Yeah.
need.
If there was nothing
Where,
else
like, at
on and
least
I was
with
forced to watch it, I'd be fine with it. I'm not. It's not like I hated it. It's just it wasn't for me.
yeah, and I do wonder, did you see the movie before the?
I
So
saw
yeah,
the
maybe
movie
that because where,
years ago.
yeah, because I wonder if it's that where it's like, oh, I've already seen these characters, blah blah blah. Where at least with Santa Clarita Diet, it's like, well, this is brand new and like an interesting take on a zombie or undead, I
Well,
guess.
it's like it's also like this like more. And when I say this, it's gonna sound so stupid, but it's a little bit more realistic and down to earth. It's like, oh, she's a
The
zombie. We actually need to figure out how we can't get caught. Like that's the whole premise of the show to sell it to
yeah,
Nick. It's Timothy Olyphant's like, I can't let my wife be caught as a fucking zombie.
yeah,
So
and
I have to help you.
murderer
Yeah,
or
yeah. So we're
whatever,
gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna
and
have to kill people, but we gotta have to do it
and like
smart.
because like the neighbors on each side of them, one's a sheriff and one's a cop,
Oh wow.
which is also so funny. I love Rick and Dan, the way they like, oh, LAPD, like
Yeah. There's a whole
the
shtick.
way they like rag on each other, so
When he
funny.
and Timothy Olyphant's always like, I'm just trying to get inside my house. Like,
Yeah, like the way he just ends conversations or just like nopes out of a situation is pretty funny. They
it-
just met the Nazis.
okay, yeah.
They just went. Yeah, that's as far as we are. They just met the Nazis.
The acting in this is, I think, once again, when you have really good actors, it makes things work better. Like once again, if it wasn't Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore, this show might not have hit the same way. But they both do. And the Next Door Neighbor kid, the Next Door Neighbor kid is phenomenal.
Yeah,
We talked about him
them
recently.
as a pair. Yeah, I will say like them as a pair, they're good, and then the two kids when they get in their shenanigans, they're like it all works. It all works, and then when they're all together doing stuff, it's
And the young girl's good too. But
it's funny.
You have the best read on it, Jared. She is like 13 going on 30 is the vibe.
Yeah,
And it's like
and
it
it's
kind of
like,
is a little like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a little like, all right, I get it, whatever, it's fine. I've let it go. But like, the first couple episodes, it was just like, what? You literally just said you're 16 and like,
Yeah.
you're doing crazy stuff. But yeah, I like it. It's definitely an A. I'm enjoying the ride. It's a lot of fun. I'm bummed now seeing that we only have like 15. We're halfway through the second the season. So yeah, I think we only have 15 episodes left.
Yeah. It's worth
so that's a
finishing, but like,
yeah.
The thing is with this show is that if they could have got one more season and wrapped it up, it could have been like an S, like, 4 to 5 seasons. They told this awesome story, got in, got out. Because it's not like they did huge seasons too. Like, what did you just say? It's like 10 episodes a season?
Yeah, they're 10 episodes each. Yeah, 10 episodes a season.
10 more episodes. This could have been an S tier, but I agree. It's an A. Might even be a B by the end because you're just like, well, that just ends on such a weird note.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is still like going upwards, and it's
exactly.
like,
you're like looking forward. You're like, the next
yeah.
season's gonna be dope, and then it's just like they never did it.
Oh, it's the guy who made Better Off Ted.
That makes sense. Yeah, I've been watching that every now and then recently, Jerry, on because we seem to bring it up a lot on here. So I started rewatching it. I forgot all about that show, and I have to say my favorite characters are the two scientists in the basement.
Oh yeah,
The
they're
two,
so
the
funny.
bald white guy and the black dude with the glasses. They're the highlight. Then they add. You know who the third scientist is? Is what's her name from freaking Always Sunny?
Oh,
D?
Is it
Artemis.
Artemis?
Artemis is the third
Awesome.
scientist, dude.
That's great.
She like pops up.
That's awesome.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna continue watching because I only rewatched like the first couple episodes of.
Better Off Ted. What a another great sitcom that just got like. They always do us dirty with the sitcoms.
Cause yeah, Portia, is it Portia?
She's a little much on the show.
But she's in the show, and then that guy, the scientist, he's in the episode when what's his face goes to the
white
insane
scientist.
asylum.
The white scientist dude.
he's,
He's been in a bunch of stuff. If you click on him, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
But
over the years.
he's in Santa Clarita Diet at least for one episode.
Oh yes.
But it's just like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Totally, Jerry. Yes.
Yeah, no, 100% enjoying Santa Clarita Diet. Everybody should check it out.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I want to watch
Fats is here.
Episode 3,
wow.
Season 2. Let's just see what that is. If that is a
Simone and Justin. The whole crew is here.
It's not a podcast, it's a show, Fats. A podcast would be an audio version. We don't have an audio version, but we don't need to get into those finer details of life. Because if we had any
More
silent
gray
moments, it'd be weird. All right.
Okay, that was a decent episode. Just Pat's picking episode 3, season 2. That was a good one. That was fine. Yeah.
would you
So
give that
those are the-
So wait. Where are you, Jer? You already seen that episode? So you're like almost done.
pretty.
You guys
I'm pretty
cranked it.
sure we're right here. This is kind of again, because I don't see any of these that are mentioning. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this was the last episode we watched.
Oh,
Either
so
this
you're-
one or maybe this one, and I just don't remember.
Yeah, you are like more than halfway done. Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, out of the 3 things I watched, I would definitely say Santa Clarita Diet is the one everyone should check out.
For sure.
I've been
For
saying that
sure.
for years.
Yeah. Tubes was ahead of the game.
Well,
ahead of the curve.
BK was really. I'll give all props. BK's the one that was like, we should watch this, and then we watched it, and it was like, oh wow, this is really good.
Tubes was ahead of the game, ahead of the curve.
Thanks, sir. I'll take it. BK's not here to stop me, so let's go. I mean, I rewatched Barbie because it's on HBO Max or Field. So if you haven't seen it, worth checking out.
Anything stick out this time around, or notice anything different?
No. It's a fantastic film. It will be my pick for DeLuise movie of the year, 100%. I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think anything even gets remotely close to it. It's so just.
I feel like you said that back then too. I feel like that's pretty unwavering.
It's super just different, you know.
Yeah.
The one thing I noticed, Jer, and I mean, just to throw it out there, is that like, it's interesting that Margot Robbie doesn't sing, but freaking Ryan Gosling has multiple singing numbers. And I
never noticed that.
That kind of stands out to me. Other than that, like, well, then again, you could also say that Ryan Gosling is the only one that really has a giant singing number in it. You know?
Yeah. I guess the
other than
Barbie's
Lizzo.
dance, but yeah.
Well, there's that Lizzo song that they play twice, because they play it intro of the movie, then she mentions death, then she wakes up the next morning, they play it again, but the second time they play it, it's a weird version of it.
Is there one at the end too? Does she have a closing version of it?
No, the closing. Remember the closing is Nicki Minaj with the song. We were like, whoa, this just like, there was like little kids around us. We were like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie, man. Like, I just like it's a new idea. It just felt like a new concept. The intro paying homage to 2001 Space Odyssey. Like all the little tidbits in it are just so fantastic. Set design. I don't know what to say. I think I gave it, if I gave it an A, I'm bumping it up to S. It's definitely my 2023 movie of the year, just because it was so different. And Dune didn't come out. Dune would
Can
have
we get an
came out.
applause break or something or horns? Because
Yeah.
I mean, that's an announcement right there.
If Dune would have came out, we'll when we get to the DeLuise's, we'll really have our debates and things. But if Dune would have came out, it might have been Dune. You know what I'm saying? But because of that,
Yeah. You heard
That's
it.
it.
Barbie's officially nominated.
Yeah,
Get ready, folks.
that's my official
Justin
nomination.
Simone.
And I rewatched it, and it's available on HBO. If you sign into HBO, you'll know it's available because it's like on the bar 5 times. I feel like it just keeps going. So, yeah.
Angel in the chat is backing you up. She said same for movie of the year.
Okay. Well, thank you. I mean, yeah. I got nothing else, Jerry. Because there's no, like you said, I got no new information at all, really. I didn't pick up on anything. I watched it with moms because mom really wanted to see it. She hadn't seen it.
Okay.
She'd heard really good things about
think?
it. So the minute it was available, she was like, "Oh, let's watch it."
What did Marilyn think?
Marilyn enjoyed it. She laughed at a few moments. I think some of the jokes are real pop culture references, like the Zack Snyder comment. There's no way my mom was gonna get the Snyderverse comment. You know what I mean? Like that's above her. Like she doesn't. She's like Snyderverse. What's that? You know what I mean? Like that's like that doesn't work. So I think some of it was a little too. I feel like when you watch it, and I looked it up, it's made for people in their late 30s, early 40s, because that's what that director lady is.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of feel like it was made more for our age group because we should have a kid, and you're taking it to it maybe, or whatever it may be. But
yeah, I think you're exactly right.
some of the humor in it, even Will Ferrell being in it, is very like
that's
meant for
us.
us.
For our
Yeah.
generation.
I have to say though, practical effects, like when the car flips over and the way it looks when Ryan Gosling runs into the wave and the way it looks when he hits it, just all those little details to me make the movie. I think that's gonna be a forever film. Like when you see it, I think that movie 20 years from now, like almost like Star Wars or Aliens or Planet of the Apes or any of the movies we constantly bring up on here, are movies that look good down the road, and this is gonna be that.
Yeah,
I see that
because it's practical. It's not like it because again, it's so
they use
interesting,
digital, but
like,
they
looking
used
back.
it correctly.
Yeah,
they like made it work.
Yeah, like again, like you look back at a PlayStation game, and during when it came out, it's like, oh my god, this looks like real life, and going back now, it's like, oh god. But when it's a practical effect in movies, it just I know that's like with the Thing and like the original Aliens and stuff. That it's like those were.
And it's like comparing it to like Super Mario World, like Super Mario World still looks good because it was made.
Got a style.
Yeah, it's made for that, or like those games kind of hold up more than some of the PlayStation stuff because PlayStation was going for graphics that look real. Yeah, and it's like that's not going to age well. I feel like, and they kind of did that with this, where like they didn't make Barbie's house look digital and real like a big mansion. They went like funny, corny with it, and that plays, I think,
that's
will
one
play
of my
longer.
Favorite parts is where was that scene where they're dancing and you can really see it?
Yeah, that's when she says the death thing. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
You guys ever think about death?
Looks so good.
There's some really good lines in there. Yeah. Like, I definitely think that was only my second. No, that's my third time seeing it. I saw it with Nick D opening day. Me and Fats went and saw it at the drive-in. And then now I watched it with my mom. So seen it with all of my local friend group.
You should have Oscar watch it.
And even
he did.
Like,
he was there. Oscar was there.
Shit,
but he mainly slept.
Oscar pick of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't. He's a sleepy guy.
I know at some point the background is digital, but it's like I can't tell where.
Yeah.
Maybe right here-ish. This looks.
You know what it is though, dude?
Not,
they probably even really used that. They probably used that Disney screen thing. That they showed the Mandalorian on.
Yeah.
One of those giant, massive screens. It's probably one of those for some of it. For some of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
phenomenal.
yeah, again, it's hard to tell. Can't tell.
S tier, available on HBO Max. Watch it. I'm sure they'll make the second one and it will suck. That's my predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, this is okay.
That's so funny.
I had a Jerry
That's so
moment
funny.
here. I don't know why I put this on. Did not realize it was a BET original. I thought this was a Netflix original. And the reason I thought it was also Netflix original is because
Mm.
Kevin Hart's done specials with them and stuff. So I just made the assumption that maybe he got this show greenlit while he was signing a special. It seemed like it was going to be funnier than I knew the acting and stuff was going to be bad because two of the characters, and I know Fast is here and he's a big fan, but Nick Cannon is one of the worst actors in the whole world. I mean, God, can that dude not act? Like, bro, you are horrific. And Nelly was the other one. I was like, okay, these two are going to be bad, but it has JB Smooth from
Amazing.
from freaking Larry, from Larry David fame. I'm a huge fan of his work. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be great in it. And then I don't know, like the trailer made it seem better than what it is. I made it 2 episodes, and I probably will not rewatch that. It is
Bill McGraw.
It is just bad acting. It is bad writing. It is just people
on
Is
Netflix?
it like Curb? Like what is it? Is it what kind of show is it?
It's trying to be like Curb, but taken like way to the crazy extremes.
Okay.
It's pretty much like a weird like I don't want to say SNL,
Entourage?
but like a skit like it's multiple skits put together. It's not though, Nick D, but that's the vibe it presents.
Okay. Okay. My bad.
It's supposed to be that he's this super wealthy guy, or he's himself. He's this huge actor, but he's like super big, and then he's friends with Nelly is Nelly, and Nick Cannon is Nick Cannon. It's this weird, surreal thing. It just doesn't work.
Huh.
You'd have to watch
Is this
it
from the movie?
No, I don't
Or
know.
Is this?
I guess.
Oh
No.
This is just they're just showing Kevin Hart.
There's
stuff.
that's just Kevin Hart now. It's just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. And I like Kevin Hart. I think he's done some funny roles that I've really enjoyed. This is not that. And I won't be going back to watch it. I gave it a chance, and I'll be honest, the second episode, I was like, I can't believe I'm still watching this. So that was that.
And so, like, with the name, like, Real Husbands of Hollywood, is it supposed to be like those reality shows where, like, you're following Kevin Hart through his day-to-day? Or is it supposed to be more transparent and, like you were saying, like, Curb-ish of just, like, no,
Or
this is a show.
This is a show. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. So it's not. We're not supposed to feel like somebody's documenting.
Have you guys watched the Rob Real Rob, I think is the name of it. It was on Netflix as well with Rob Schneider. And Rob Schneider has his own version of Curb.
Oh,
the Rob Schneider one is like S tier if we were comparing it to the Real Husbands of Hollywood. Real Rob, that's what it was. What did I call it?
You said Real Rob.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Real Rob.
Okay, yeah. This is Rob Schneider's version, Nick D, of Curb, and it's bad.
Okay.
But it's so bad.
Oh, really?
It's so bad that it's hilarious. Yeah. Because
Okay.
it's just like not good at all.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah. This I would recommend. This I'd be like, if you want to laugh, put it on. But you're watching it like,
to laugh at it.
Yeah, you're laughing at it. You're not like, oh, Rob, you're funny. like there's no way. Wait, Jared, go to the cast. Is it his real wife? I don't know why I think it's his real wife. And she's horrific. Yeah, it's his real wife. Yeah, and she's really bad.
Is that their daughter?
It must be. Dude,
wow.
I thought for some reason we talked about this on one of our episodes. I guess I watched this prior to us doing the show, but that show
funny.
is bad. Now talking about it, I almost want to rewatch it because it's so.
What is it even on? Where does one watch
Netflix.
it? Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Adam got him the deal. because Adam signed to
Oh yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, yeah.
He threw him a bone, and it did not work out. It's bad.
I
Yeah,
gotta
let's
check
see.
this out.
Let's see who the production company is real quick. If they even tell us that. Oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Well, they got him in the door at
Adam
least. You
pulled
know what I mean?
strings.
Yeah, got him in the
Yeah.
door.
Exactly. I'm just like, hey, my buddy Rob. I cut him out of the one movie. Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's like his Oh, these are the episodes. I see. Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's straight up. That show's straight up like
Interesting.
he ripped off Curb. The
Yeah.
other one is not. I think it's the vibe. It's supposed to be the vibe of Curb. Like Kevin Smith. My gosh, Kevin Hart was going for the vibe of Curb, but like with this weird like, I'm also gonna be like going to the moon. Legit. That's
Yeah.
one of the like episodes
Well,
with
Better
with
actor
Mark
than he
Cuban.
is a writer.
Dude, it was just. Oh wait, that's the review of the Rob one. Yeah.
For the Rob one.
Dude, the Rob one though, it's like, I don't know if he was doing it and he knew it was gonna be bad. It's a masterpiece. Like it's like fantastic.
If he's in on it.
Yeah. Where this other one is
yeah.
like, it feels like, I hate to say this, but it feels like Scary Movie or like one of those, like not another teen film. Like you know, like when you watch
Yeah.
those style of movies, and you're like the acting's just like, you're like, oh man, they're
it's
everyone's
too
over
loose,
the
it's
top.
Too casual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Okay,
JB
my
Smooth is
bad.
like
I
digging a
do
hole and he's
wonder.
like yelling about like dumb stuff, and you're like, dude, what is trying too hard? Like he's making COVID jokes, and he's
Yeah.
like pouring bleach on himself, and he's like, I ain't gonna get COVID, and you're like, dude, that's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're
was that
past
well, no, this is made a couple years ago, but was that ever funny? Like, oh, bleach, like no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
we're just past that.
It's
like,
just cartoonish.
yeah,
Sorry, Joe.
it is a little interesting though, of like, oh, so apparently he makes clones of himself. So
yeah.
it's like
I got
multiple Kevin
I
Harts.
got to that part, and that was when I really was like, I'm not watching this anymore. He
Okay,
in
it's
the second episode,
introduced.
spoiler alert, where I ended, he had 3 clones of himself, and he's yelling at them in the kitchen about what jobs they're gonna do, because he's got too busy of a schedule. So one clone's got to shoot a movie, the other one's got to go like hang out with kids that are about to die, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and like this whole thing. Like clearly that's supposed to be a joke. Like you're gonna go hang out with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's like that's not even that funny. That's kind of just sad. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the humor just missed the mark on me. Didn't see Dr. Phil, didn't get that far into it. And I won't. I'm pulling a Jerry. Like, you know me, Jared. Normally, when I watch something, I've committed, usually. I'm like, I'm seeing this through.
Yeah.
This is even short season. I'm not seeing it through. No way.
I mean, yeah. You're a third way through, and you're just like, nope.
No, done.
Done.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, it's F. I'm gonna give that a straight up F, and I never give that out, but it's an F. Yeah,
Yeah. I was gonna say, is that your first F?
it's my first F. I think it might be my first F.
Wow.
Big year for us. I think I gave out my first F. I don't remember what it was for, but whatever it was, I didn't like it.
We should have a
welcome to
category
the club.
for what we didn't name for the worst thing of the year.
Yeah,
Um,
we should. That's a good. Yeah, Nick. I'll think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this
And then
is
you
me and
guys
Nick D.
went to the theater. to
Well,
see
you know
this.
what? Do Nick D's 2 other things, and we'll end it with
Yeah, I don't really have much to say on the other
Well,
two. So yeah, that's perfect.
we'll
Let's
end
do
it with
that.
the Godzilla. Fats also went with us to that. He's in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, Merry Christmas. Hell yeah. D-Train.
Really? I didn't see that. What? I don't see D Train.
Derek Williams?
Huh. Oh, that. Now I see him. That's weird. Well, anyways, go ahead, Nick.
I was skinning a rink. I only saw the first 2 episodes of this. I've just started it. It's interesting. I went in cold. I thought this was going to be something completely different. Not at all what it is. It's like a cyberpunk show. It's basically Blade Runner, where there's this thing killing these 6 famous robots. Those are the robots right there. And that guy in the middle is like also a robot, I guess. And they're just trying to figure out what's up. So it's like a robot murder mystery. Really interesting. It's got cool art. It's like a weird show.
Netflix.
Again, I've only seen Netflix. I've only seen 2 episodes. I put it on just in the background, just to have something going, and I just got like pulled in. I was like, wow, this is like really good.
I just want to point out everything tonight has been Netflix.
Yeah, it's in a Netflix night for sure. Everything but Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
that'll probably end up on
I'd
Netflix.
recommend it. Yeah. So far, I'd recommend it, but I'm 2 episodes in. I don't, and they're an
Out
hour
of what?
long though, so you are. That's a good question. I actually don't
Can we
know.
see that, Jerry? Out of how many? Hour-long episodes, made for TV, or 8, 14 and up, huh?
At least 8.
8 episodes. Okay.
Makes sense.
8 hours. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's like it definitely. There's some, like most anime, there's some anime cheese every now and then, but overall, it's got like a really interesting vibe where it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen Big O, but it kind of reminds me of Big O at times, which I don't know. It's like a weird thing to say. And then because there's no giant robot. And it also feels like Ghost in the Shell, and it for sure feels like Blade Runner. Like it's very Blade Runner. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll report back once I finish it.
I like all that stuff. So
Yeah. There's cool looking
Yeah,
robots.
I'll probably check it out.
I might check it out.
It's not really an action show. It's like it's a mystery. It's like you're trying to solve a crime. So it's not like there's action, but that's not what you're there for. There's really only like 2 or 3 action scenes, if that even. Maybe like just 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting. And then kind of the same thing with The Witcher. I've only seen 2 episodes.
Also Netflix.
Also Netflix. And like I feel like I'm pulling a Santa Clarita where like I'm only watching it because now that it's like, all right, well, Cavill's done. So I'm like, I guess I'll watch Cavill's parts and I'll see if
Wait,
I'm
aren't
interested in
they?
watching that.
Yeah, aren't they still
Hemsworth
making
is
more?
taking over though. Yeah,
It's
Cavill's
the
done, but
Hemsworth brother.
yeah, he's coming in now.
Wait. Explain this to me, boys. Jerry mainly, because
So
Jerry, I know you watch. Are they just like literally replacing him, or are they gonna do some weird like time travel thing, or like how are they doing it?
I think they're just
That's a good
replacing
question.
him.
Just straight up replace, straight up play.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
which I think that's
Henry
what they're doing
left
with Kang too.
because Henry didn't like the direction they were going, so he's like, I'm out, and they were like, okay. So I don't think they have any intention to like, oh, this is a Geralt from somewhere. Like maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, I did a spell on him, so he looks different. I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure they're just like, okay, bye.
It's like Iron Man 2 when Robert Downey Jr. is like looking good to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably do something like that, and I
really think they're just gonna move forward.
That's good.
Yeah, new guy.
F him. That Superman dude, I think he's done and done, man. Like no more
Well, he's
DC.
doing that Warhammer show. Yeah, he's not doing DC, but I am interested in that Warhammer show he's doing. I think that could be cool.
One more chance.
And I will give him that. He's at least with this, he's like, dude, I've read the books, I played the game. He's like, I don't like what you're doing with the show. Like, keep it closer to it. And they were like, no.
Aren't people liking the show though, or no? I thought people were digging the show.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did, and they liked him in it, but he didn't. He was just like, I don't. And so who knows? Maybe when they get to this next season, I've never seen any episodes. I started the first one a while ago, but then I don't remember why I didn't finish it. But yeah, I just know he did not like the direction they were going and asked them not to do that.
It would be literally like if the Cowboy Bebop cast was like, bro, you guys are ruining Cowboy Bebop. Like, it's like that. Like, it's like he's like, this isn't right. You're not doing this right.
But basing it off of video games kind of wild.
But also the books. Like, he's all in.
Oh, so so what came out? What is the order of the Witcher, boys? Break me down real quick. As Shuby.
It's like,
the Witcher's
4 or 5 books or something,
and then a video game.
Like 3,
and then they
games.
bought the rights to make the video game, and then so now there's 2 Witcher kind of things. There's like the guy who owns like the Witcher concept of like the books, and then CD Projekt Red owns the video game rights. So like there's like the
MCU, stories are different,
and then now like I think they have the same origins, but the video game now is like it's own thing. Like there's to my understanding, there is a point where they've just veered off, and I don't know if the show is based off the video game or the books. That I don't know. Like I don't know if I had to guess. I assume they're going off CD Projekt Red's. I don't know.
Jerry?
I think no, the book, because this is
It's the book.
before, like
the games.
From my understanding, it's like when Ciri is younger, and again, I only played Witcher 3, so
Yeah, and I only played like
it-
6 hours of it, so yeah, I don't even
so
know.
that's
I
what
played
I'll say. This for
Cyberpunk.
sure is before Witcher 3, is what I'll say.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come out and
I'll
say
say, yeah.
fuck The Witcher. We want more Cyberpunk.
I want more Cyberpunk. I mean, they're already working on Cyberpunk 2. It'll
That's-
probably be like
That has
20,
nothing to do with
2030.
Netflix. I'm saying CD Projekt
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go back.
I'm excited for the next Witcher game. They just, I think they've
I know,
had
but that's gonna
success
be-
with both. It's just like, get 2 teams.
I mean,
Get 2 teams. Get a
with
Witcher
that-
team and get a.
we're looking at what 10 years from another possible Cyberpunk at that point, right? Wouldn't you say?
Well, I mean, yeah, Witcher's probably 3-4 years out, so that means Cyberpunk is like legit 2030. Like maybe at least close to 2030. Like, yeah, Witcher.
Yeah.
I mean, Cyberpunk 2 is not coming for a minute.
And that's gonna suck.
I wonder. Well, like, who knows? Yeah, maybe it'll be because you know what it could be. It could be. I mean, I love True Detective season 2, but it could be one of those where they try to crank it out in like 3 years, and it's like, oh, you should have sat on this for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Did you guys see any of the Wolverine leaks?
No, I was avoiding that. I'm getting kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to feed into these hackers, man. Like it's kind of fucked up that this keeps happening.
I
Not
hear what
keeps
you're saying.
happening, but like it's just like
And that's also just crazy. Like, I hacked your game, give me $2 million, or else I'm going to release game footage. It's kind of like, I don't know.
I feel
don't
bad
need
for
to
like
see
this.
that.
I know Nick what Nick's gonna
Yeah.
say. I feel bad for the smaller employee who is putting in his time and effort. I know Nick what you're gonna say is it's well fuck these big major corporations, Sony and things, but like you think of that the little
That's not what I'm gonna say.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say the little devs and shit who are working hard on the
Yeah.
game, and then this fucking
Yeah.
jabroni's like I don't know. It's such a weird.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna say is I wasn't gonna look like not because of any of that. I wasn't gonna look just because I was like, oh well, I don't want anything spoiled. But then I did see that the release date isn't until 2025, and so I was like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna look because you know what I mean? Like, oh, this game's so far out that I'm like, oh, like if it was coming out next year for sure I'd wait, but 2025, I'm like, all right, what do you got?
I just saw IGN's post about it, and they just had an
Yeah.
image, and then they had like a brief little write up, and I read the
Yeah.
write up, and like it said, click here to see more, and I was like, I don't want. Like, I'm also probably not gonna play those games, so I don't really. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, exactly.
To fill everyone in, because we kind of
Yeah.
just brushed over it, but like some crazy hacker hacked into what production company is it? It's a video game production company. Doesn't matter. They hacked into it.
Insomniac.
Insomniac. It is. It's Insomniac,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
a division of Sony, and
Yeah.
they swooped a bunch of stuff for Marvel games. It's the same dude who made the Spider-Man game, and then he was blackmailing the studio for $2 million, or else he would start to release footage. Today was the day he told them, so he has now released some images and stuff, but he supposedly has gameplay and shit.
Video, dude. I've seen video. I've seen like I know what the lineup is 2030. Like I know what the next games are. Like like I've seen it.
Yeah,
written
there's a
all.
Blade game.
There's like X-Men game. There's X-Men games. They bought the X-Men game rights till 30 something. Like it's like Sony's like investing huge moves into X-Men games for the next like decade.
Yeah.
Well, hope they don't
Yeah.
hire Crystal Dynamic.
Well,
I mean, I
They
hear what you're saying. I hope
botched
they,
the Avengers.
yeah, it's like I hope they because it's like 'cause then they'd be fucking up the X-Men, you know?
Dude, the Avengers game could have been cool, Jerry. It's just the microtransactions and like all the dumb shit that they put in there. Like,
Yeah, which was the Crystal Dynamic. That was their
yeah,
decision to do all that.
totally.
So
Yeah,
it's-
no,
In that particular case, it actually was Square
Yeah.
Enix.
Oh, Square
Because,
Enix,
well,
yeah.
Oh, Square
Crystal
Enix,
Dynamics.
Square
okay.
Enix, yeah, Chris, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry,
whatever.
Crystal Dynamic.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
cool, it's
They're
cool.
big fans of our show, Jared. Don't say that about them. All right. Anyway, so all right, Jared, Nick D, give The Witcher a rating so we can move on to Godzilla.
Yeah, are you gonna keep watching it?
I'm gonna
though?
keep watching. Yeah, like I've literally watched 2 episodes. I can't rate it.
Okay.
The 2 episodes I saw are good.
Bring it back to the table once you can finish the first season.
Exactly.
All right. We're on to Godzilla, our final topic of the night. Before we talk about a little bit about the
Deloise's.
and wrap up tonight's show. Nick, do you want to start this one off?
I really liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I think if you like Godzilla stuff, it's worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, I do have to say, like, and this isn't even like a criticism. I really like this movie, but this movie's very slow.
Yeah.
At times, and this has nothing to do with the movie. I think it was just after a long day of work and like being in a dark room, there were times in this movie that I was really fighting to keep my eyes open.
Well, there's another
But I was
reason
like,
for that.
Yeah. But
Why does he look weird?
That's just how he looks in this one.
Yeah, they kind of turned him back into what
A
like
turtle.
the suits almost looked like back in the day. They tried to make he's all like thighs.
Yeah.
Is that a person in a suit?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's digital, and like I do think the best scene, and like so they kind of rewrote Godzilla lore a little bit, like a little bit, not even much, but like in a kind of a big way. It's a period piece
by a year,
and and like like the original Godzilla, the best part about it is when he's just fucking up that one city. And you know what I mean, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, terrible," and it's great. Like when him just like knocking over buildings and shit is like awesome. It's like.
And so
intense
this is
to explain
different one than the Godzilla versus other monsters.
Yes. This is the Japanese
this is
version.
A whole other.
So this is a different studio. This is the traditional company making it, making their own, right? To point out what
Toei or Toho?
Toho, I think Toho, something like that.
Yeah.
It's the original people making it again or whatever. But what Nick D's kind of saying is that traditionally Godzilla is a rebuttal of the nuke and like the fallout that happened in Japan. It creates Godzilla was the original idea. This movie takes place during the war, and Godzilla, what this movie tries to write in is that Godzilla was a dinosaur that was living on outside of an island off the coast of Japan, and during the war, it appeared, and these troopers and one kamikaze pilot run into him. But he's still like a normal dinosaur at this point in time.
Like 2 or 3 stories. Like he's big, but he's not
big, but he's not like
big.
crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the townsfolk told us that this monster existed. We kind of wrote it off. And then he F's them up and stuff. And by the end of it, 2 troopers are alive, right? And those are going to be 2 of the main characters throughout the rest of the film. That's why that's kind of important. And then the nuke goes off. It jumps a year in the future. In the movie, it does. The nuke goes off, and now Godzilla's coming back up and coming towards the mainland of Japan because he has been nuclearized. Like he soaked up the radiation. Exactly, yeah. And now he's coming towards the mainland, Jer. And that's what the movie really is about. Is like, oh no, we knew that this dinosaur existed, but now we've pissed him off. Or the Americans have, because the movie has a lot to do with like the rebuilding of Japan. Like the character you're following,
and he's kicking them while they're down.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Yeah, like it's like Japan already just got nuked, and then now Godzilla's here to like mess it up even more. Yeah,
and there's this weird underline of the movie that's interesting where they're like, all of the men of Japan feel defeated because they lost the war. And but they're like, okay, but we gotta stop Godzilla. We might have lost to the Americans, but we're not gonna lose to this stupid fucking dinosaur.
And they also like, we don't want America's help. Like,
Well, no. They said that they can't ask for America. They do ask for America's help, and then they write it off that America can't help them because the Cold War has already begun. And if America were to help them, the Russia would think that it was an attack on them or whatever, that we were about to use Japan as a jumping off point. So they can't ask for America's help. And they've already been stripped of all of their stuff. It's a very interesting movie.
Their Navy's gone. Like,
that's also because the bombs were magnetized and they were attracted to the metal boats. Remember, they explained that. There's some weird explanations of stuff in the movie, Jared. It's very interesting. if you like Godzilla, it's fantastic, but it is a little slow and like it's subtitles. And to go back on what Nick said about his sleepiness, BK had the crazy BK weed. And man, before we even got to the theater, I'd already had a panic attack in the car. So inside this movie,
And so you went into a Godzilla movie like pretty rattled.
already,
Yeah.
I told Nick D I was about to hop out the back seat when we stopped at a stoplight. Effing BK with his like crazy club 20x weed or whatever he's got, you know.
What's the -1 mean?
My,
or did they not get into it?
Nick D's assumption was it was 1 year before.
Like it's the Godzilla story, but it's just like kind of saying like it's because it's not a prequel, except for it's like a prequel by 1 year.
But only in the intro of the movie too, for like 30 minutes.
It's literally, it's like, so it's not even like a reboot. It's like, oh, Godzilla, but we go back a little further.
It's kind of a reboot.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. If like I'll say this, like I hope there's another Godzilla movie in this universe. I would be down for that.
Dude, I'm gonna spoil this. There definitely is, because at the end there's a little like embryo thing floating in the water, and it starts like pulsating.
Yeah. I hope they do it. Oh, here we go.
-1 referred.
Go for it. You read it.
Had already been devastated by World War II, but the emergence of Godzilla puts Japan into the negative. This was the original title. Post-war Japan from 0 to minus. It's like you guys said, kicking them while they're down.
Yeah, it is, because like the movie, you see this dude, he comes home and his house has been blown up by the Americans, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time the movie, like Godzilla's showing up, he's rebuilt his house and it's all nice and stuff. And like the neighborhood's hella nice.
And it's still amongst, yeah,
it's amongst like the rubble, but like he has an actual house standing up. You know what I mean? So like you've seen, and then like remember how like the girl, she's like, oh, I finally got a job in town. They're really improving the city so fast. Like they make all these I don't know, man. It's cool, man. Like I realized too that like I'm not like the biggest Godzilla fan. And I kind of like realized that mid watching the movie, I was like, I really like this film, but Godzilla's not like my go-to movie. But I do think that Godzilla was probably the best Godzilla I've seen.
I don't know.
I think that's fair.
Reminds me of like gorditas from Taco Bell. I think that's when they first introduced gorditas. So
hell yeah,
I kind of want a gordita now.
That one was so trash. I just remember the song
I want to listen to. Yeah, I was gonna say I want to listen to P Diddy now.
Jamiroquai. No, I was
P Diddy. Yeah.
I was thinking of the P Diddy one.
No, we can't talk about the P Diddy dude. He's been canceled, bro. We're done with him.
Busta Rhymes, but you could always say it's the Busta Rhymes to Jimmy Page one though.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Taking Cashmere and doing P Diddy over it.
I watched it this year. I really liked that Shin Godzilla movie. That was dope. Oh yeah, Zorro and Godzilla, double Z.
I don't think we could spoil Godzilla, because here's the premise of the movie.
It's exactly what you think happens.
He knocks over buildings and they shoot guns at him. Like,
what are these
unless you visually see it,
dude?
That's just 90s, baby.
Godzilla?
Yeah.
That is the weirdest box set.
I think the best thing about this Shin, or I mean this new Godzilla, the -1, is that Godzilla doesn't want anything. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like, we have to stop Godzilla from doing this. It's like Godzilla's just doing what Godzilla's doing. You know what I mean? Like there's no, he's not doing anything other than he wants to fuck shit up.
To answer Sadhu's question, how does it look? The people on the Earth and like the buildings and stuff look really good. But Godzilla himself does look weirdly digital, and it does kind of take away from it. But that's a real hard, and they made him look more like a turtle. His skin's not dinosaur-like. It's more like turtle, fish, scaly-like.
Reptile,
Yeah, it's interesting, like hard shell. Like a crunchy taco, not a gordita.
I feel like in terms of the 3D, when you first see him, you are kind of like, oh wow, like this looks weird. But like the more you watch the movie, the more
Yeah, there it is, Jared.
normal looking he gets. Like
Yeah,
it is
you get
interesting that by
used to it. Yeah.
you get used to him.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it is kind of shocking. You're like, what the fuck? Why does he look like that? But then, like by the time you get to these scenes, you're like, okay, like I
See,
get it. That's how he looks.
Jared, go back one. Like the people running and everything looks awesome. They don't look digital
Yeah.
or anything. They look like
Yeah.
they're all real. And even like Jerry, you could go over one now. The boat, like that looks great. Like all that stuff, or when he's next to the buildings, that all like the buildings look fantastic.
That's why I asked. Like, it's like that looks like a small building, and it's like I could, it's like, all right, maybe that's a dude in a suit. But yeah, yeah.
And they
you
use
guys, and that also that
looks like a
really
puppet.
small
dude.
little train.
It's awesome. All right,
Yeah.
so that scene right there that I was actually just about to bring this up, and you mentioned music earlier with a different show, Jerry. They use the traditional music in this, like the classic, like bum 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 bum. Like dude,
Yeah.
the score is awesome, and the fact that they repurposed that and made it work with this one, I think that's what really made it for me, was the scoring. It's just so cool.
Yeah,
original growl as well. Or roar.
All of that was awesome, dude. I'm gonna let's move past this. I'll give a. I also agree with Derek real quick. The Jackass Godzilla with Chris Pontius was way better. That is the number one Godzilla. D-Chain, you are correct. I'd give this a S for Godzilla films, but a B for overall movie. Like if we were doing if we were doing a Godzilla tier list, I'd be like, that's S. But if we're just going movie for movie, it's a B.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'll give it an S too. Like I saw that Shin Godzilla, and I think I gave that an S. I throw, I guess, but like I feel like it was for watching the latest Japanese Godzilla movie that was like 2 or 3 years ago, to watching this one, I was like, both of these are great. Like both of these they're so different from each other. The other one's like more like weird and funny and surreal, and this is like a really serious Godzilla movie that I'm like, I would for sure watch this again, and I would recommend this to people. Like, yeah, it's like again, like go in knowing that it's like you're watching a Japanese movie, and so it's gonna feel so much. It's not gonna feel like a Marvel movie or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's like slow and methodical, and like it's weird. They take this movie takes Godzilla very seriously.
Yeah.
The last one I saw, it was very slapstick. It was like funny. This is like an
Godzilla vs. Kong
movie. No, that Shin Godzilla. It's about a guy who did Evangelion, and it's like the whole movie's like a satire about how like the Japanese government isn't good at handling national disasters. This is more of like a nuclear bomb kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like this is a much more serious version of this story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd give it an S. So it could be nominated. We got 2 S's. Or like 1 S and 1 B with a S and a half for Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jared, I think you should see it. I don't think you need to rush out and see it before the DeLuise's, but it's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah. Yeah. At home would be fine, Jerry, if it hits Netflix or the HBO Maxer field.
It's a interesting picture. Just want to throw up real quick. All the different Godzillas. But yeah, I don't think they have -1 in there.
No.
Obviously.
Yeah, I don't think so.
2014 is the current Godzilla, isn't it? Isn't that the one that's fighting with Donkey Kong?
Yeah,
with Kong right now.
One,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The current one. Interesting.
And then is 2016 Shin Godzilla? Because it's like that's not how that's how I picture Shin Godzilla. Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks like that.
Shin Godzilla is so. I definitely recommend Shin Godzilla,
Yeah.
guys. It's so sick. Like I loved it.
I'll check that out.
It is weird, and he morphs throughout it. Like there's different versions of him. Like I love it.
All right, should we work on some DeLuise categories real quick and then call it a night?
Yeah.
Are you eating on stream, bro?
I'm sorry, I just haven't eaten today. I gotta eat something.
Oh, buddy.
I was like, dude, I gotta get something in there.
Jared's so insulted by it.
I've done it, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just assure you it's a must. I hate to be rude.
So let's should we pull out like a here? I'll start making a thing. All right. So movie of the year. That's an easy one.
Yeah, movie of the year, actor of the year, actress, director.
Favorite Skinamarink scene.
Yeah, favorite Skinamarink scene.
Okay, so movie of the year.
Favorite Keanu Reeves project of the year.
TV show of the year. Is that like?
I also think you know what I also show of the year. I also think you everyone, all three of us should be able to be like Jerry. You should be able to say like this is the Jarvis Jerry best thing of the year. You know what I mean? Like everyone should be able to say like this is their best thing.
Yeah,
and then there could be like
I think we all bring them to
You know
the
what I mean?
table, and then we open up voting, and then we let the fans. The three of us each. Every category should have 3 things in it. Right.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good way to do it.
Right. We do
love it.
movie of the year. Right. Jared
Yeah.
submits one. Nick D submits one. I submit one. Then
Do we vote as well?
we present
Are
them
we
to the
gonna
crowd.
vote?
I mean, if you're signed in, yeah. I don't think I can vote because I'd have to do. Well, no, I could vote. I could vote from Heligrip on my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I could do that. I could vote as Heligrip. Jerry can vote as Jerry. Nick D. Yeah.
Okay.
So then Sadu, Fats, whoever else is watching.
Yeah.
So okay.
Trainers Tavern. Go like and subscribe.
Yeah. Danger's Edge, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll definitely, hopefully, Sith Lord BK will be around for this one. Okay, so
Exactly.
we got 2 so far: movie of the year, show of the year. Now 3 anime of the year.
Sure.
Yeah. Because then, that will.
And then should
At
we
least
like
give that.
all right, we have to watch are we all gonna be like, all right, we've all got to watch all 3 of these, or is it just
No.
like just however the votes?
It's just
Okay,
it's what we should already have watched or.
Because like, what if I nominated like my thing and you guys haven't seen? Like, what if it was
That's
like
fine.
Skinamarink or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then but you guys,
you could bring Skinamarink up against Barbie. I hope my Barbie fans are going to come out here and show you off. But all right, let's we should try to come up with what 10.
Well, I mean, yeah, like what else? Let's just do the things we want to be like video game.
Video game, okay. So 4.
Video
game of the year.
So what? Should we get into specifics like horror, action?
We could
comedy. Like, should we?
I mean, yeah, we could, but then I feel it goes on and on.
Well, let's not. We don't do subgenres. We'd have to do like horror,
action,
comedy. Comedy, then sci-fi.
Yeah, I think horror, action.
So it'd be the 4.
Horror, action, sci-fi, comedy, and then our most overrated thing that we saw. That was just like
so overrated. I like that. Overrated.
5 is horror of the year.
Did we say director? Should we have director?
Nah, fuck director. Movie of the year is the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What about?
I think music, because I think like a movie could be scored, but we could also have music be open ended here, right? Like it could be an album too,
or score,
or a CD. Like Jared could submit. As an example, let's say Chili Peppers had a new album. Mm-hmm. Jared submits the Chili Peppers. I submit Mario.
Yeah.
Jack Black, Peaches. I'm not doing that. I'm just using that as an example. Could we? Do you want to do that?
Versus albums, like would it be individual songs or versus full albums?
I'm asking you guys.
No, Sadu.
I think we should do.
Did you watch Skinamarink, Sadu? I don't think you watched it if you think it's overrated. So check it out, bro.
It is overrated by them. Sadu's right, but I don't think Sadu has watched it, so he shouldn't be making that judgment. All right, so horror, comedy, sci-fi, and action.
And then, did we come to single music things, or is it like you were saying, like I'm putting up an album, then you're putting up like a movie soundtrack, or is it just like you were saying, like, no, the song from Peaches, 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 and then I put up the I'm not Knuff.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, Jared. I don't know. That's kind of what I was asking.
Well, we can come back to it. Just put music for now.
Yeah,
So at
yeah,
least,
music, and then we'll flesh out what exactly.
How many is that right there? Should we do an animated thing?
We
Is
did
it
do
the
it.
anime or animated thing? Because like, what about like Scavenger's Reign? With
I
like,
think
that's
that
not
think
technically
that's
anime.
anime.
I think
That's under anime.
animated, and then
Okay. All right.
Like so Mario.
know.
If I thought Mario movie, that goes under anime, right? Is that what we're kind of
Yeah, I would
anime
think like
and is any animation?
Maybe we should
Exactly.
just do animation and anime.
Like put a slash
don't-
in it, or you're saying two categories?
Well, like yeah, just like whatever. Yeah, I mean whatever you want to do. Like, is it all the one or is it two different things?
I say
Like,
just all
I guess
one.
I say all one.
Yeah, because I also think it depends. Like, I haven't even seen that much like non-anime this year. It's like scat. Like, I
Well,
didn't even see fucking
like Rick and
Mario.
Morty, or Mario. Mario is available on Netflix. Just a point.
And I don't think
Okay.
I saw the new Rick and Morty. Yeah.
Let me
I
read
can't
off.
find the new Rick and Morty.
Yeah, dude.
Where's that
right?
playing?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Like, where's
saying,
season
dude.
7 playing?
It's not on HBO, but they have the rest of them. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I think Austin told me he
Would it be on
records them.
Hulu?
No,
Okay.
or maybe it might be on Hulu, Jerry.
Because is Adult Swim on
Yeah.
Hulu? Like I know Adult Swim.
It's not on Hulu, or again, they're waiting until it's
Over,
done.
yeah.
Because I was watching them on between HBO and the other one, and so I like then started rewatching season 6 because is this the new season? And it's like no, it's not, Jared.
Okay, let me read the categories: movie of the year, show of the year, anime of the year, video game of the year, horror movie of the year, comedy of the year, sci-fi of the year, action film of the year. Which we all know what action film's going to be. That one's going to be stupid because I think me and Nick will have the same nomination.
John Wick 4?
Yeah, it's got to be.
I don't even know.
It's got to be John Wick 4. There's no way, no offense, Fats, there's no way Fast is getting it, my nomination. I'm giving it to John Wick. Come on now.
Yeah.
So you need a premium subscription to Hulu to watch season 7 of Rick
Which
and Morty.
I don't think we have that. Did you read it? I think Jared and I both read books this year. Did you read a book? Should we do a book of the year?
I say like free choice at the end or something. Like
Hold
just
on.
kind of like.
Let me rebuttal
Yeah.
D-Chain's comments here because D-Chain asked a really good question, and this is the OverShow. Miles did win Skater of the Year, D-Train, and you're right. But we will talk about skateboarding for a brief moment here. It should have been Tony Hawk. Purely based around age. The fact that Tony Hawk put out his last part, he's in his mid-50s now. He just came off that leg break. They should have just gave him the nod. I also think that it would help the industry of skateboarding as a whole to give him the nod because then CNN and other big news outlets would have covered it. Where with Miles winning, it doesn't get that kind of outside the sphere coverage. But as a fan of skateboarding, Juiced Miles won. Love that dude since he was on Organica. Video part was phenomenal, and he put it on for the Bay. Musically, spot-wise, everything was very Bay Area. So as someone that lives in the Bay, of course, I loved it. But I see it outside of living here. You probably are like, what the fuck? Why did that guy win? Should have been, Yuto or whatever. Or, I don't know, Pedro Barres or whatever the hell. But I wanted Tony. I wanted Tony real bad. I thought that would have been cool for the Birdman to get a nod this late in life. He also would have been the oldest person to ever get Skater of the Year. Clearly that didn't happen. And that's that. Tony Hawk will never get another Skater of the Year. It's impossible because he said that is his last video part. I think he will stick to his guns, and that will be the last video part. He's old. But, dude, watch that. D-Train, this is really to you. That big spin, back 5-0, pivot out. He starts the big spin, Tony Hawk, mind you, halfway up the quarter pipe. It is phenomenal. Like, a 55-year-old man doing what he did in his new part, Tony Hawk. There is no better. So There you go, D-Train. We talked about skateboarding, even though it's not a skateboard show. We fit it in there real quick just for you, D-Train. Back to the list.
That's what she said. So then real quick, Rick and Morty season 7 will stream on Max January 22nd, 2024.
Oh, that's fine. That's great. That's great news. Fantastic news. I'm gonna wait that out.
Yeah, so they were just waiting.
Yeah, till the season ends.
I think it's over. But yeah, exactly. You know,
and then they'll put them all up.
Adult Swim is like, no, we want people coming to us to watch these for now. So yeah, it'll be on Max next month.
I think South Park does the same thing. I think South Park airs all of them, and then you can. I mean, you can watch, but you can watch those on SouthParkStudios.com or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Rick and Morty doesn't have that.
I bet if we went to adult. How do you spell? Adult.
Okay, so
EHEOLTTE.
So music. Wait, I got so confused, dudes. Number 9 should be music of the year, but I'm gonna put in parentheses any question mark. Okay, so we're at 9, and we said we wanted to get about 10 categories.
And so yeah, do we want it to like specifically
split anime in half?
A book, or like do we want it to, or like just sort of like something that you
do book on tapes
enjoyed.
Count?
Yeah, I would say book on tape.
So 10. Because I listened to quite a few books on tape.
Oh, let's also do comic then. There should be comic and book.
Want to do book/comic?
I mean, I'm down, but it's like I'm just gonna because it's like I read good books. I also read good comics, so it's like. But I read so many comics this year. I read a couple of good books that I could. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, just
and I think we can.
Because I don't know if I'd have one for 2-3
weeks. Yeah, exactly. I haven't read a comic.
I think we'll do book/comic, Nick. And Nick, you know what, Nick? You could put 2 in that one. If you have a book and a comic and you can't make up your mind, you could submit 2. Why don't we do it that way, Jerry?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we do book/comic, and that one, each of us, if Jerry, if you have 2, feel free. And if we'll do book/comic on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to do just media of the year, which could be open-ended to YouTuber, podcast, any social media account or something like dudes you would fall into this category, a bad friends vibe.
Sure.
Could even be your one of your alien dude that you like, Nick, that you had last week.
Fuck yeah.
Abroad in Japan.
I like that. What do we call that? Like, do we call that influencer? No, not influencer.
No, I just think like
annoying.
Some type of.
I almost want to say social
just put it media.
I was going to say social media of the year, but that is kind of influencers.
Well, let's call it something else. I think we should just come up with a better term than that. But yeah, that's what we mean.
Online media.
Internet winner. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But yeah, just internet shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it'll just be like, because it's like, because there's like a bunch of like, there could be like a YouTube thing. I'm like, what if like Wendigoon or something? That's like, what would you call him? Like, it's like a horror thing,
Internet shit of the year.
Yeah, internet shit. There you go.
Then I think we got to bring back. We were doing it for a while. We got spooked because we got our first strike. I say fuck it. We bring it back, boys. And 12th
meme of the year.
Our 12th final category is meme of the year.
All right, done.
Where we submit any funny. We go back to our old. This would have been perfect if we'd been doing it the whole time, because then we could have each submitted our favorite one that we had submitted.
Yeah.
We could still do that, but let's just do meme of the year.
Yeah, meme of the year.
Okay. So here's our categories for DeLuise's. And I just want to point out, this could be an ongoing thing for the next 20, 30 years here, boys. So
100 years, yeah.
Hundreds of years here. Let's make sure we like them. Okay, movie of the year. And we'll switch up the order when we're actually doing the show on the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and the DeLuise's can evolve. Like, we can if we come up with better ideas,
If we're live and a new category just comes up, F it, we'll add it.
Yeah.
All right, so far we have 12 categories for the DeLuise's. So you watch the show every fucking week. You should have input on this.
Yeah, Sadu,
So
for sure.
write something.
Everyone chime in. Yeah.
Fats already came and left. I can already tell. He wrote his 2 comments and he dipped out. D Train, if you have anything to say, love the skateboard comment.
Fortnite's his game of the year.
Love the jackass comment. Both great comments. D Train, love you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
He nominated his Godzilla of the year.
Yeah. Movie of the year, number 1. Number 2, show of the year. Number 3, anime of the year. And do we change that to anime/cartoon, or we just
Yeah, let's just put cartoon of the year. Yeah.
anime/?
That way it's everything. Yeah.
I already know what mine is. You guys probably already know too. Video game of the year, horror movie of the year, comedy of the year, sci-fi of the year, action of the year, music of the year, and then I put parentheses any. Comics/book of the year, internet shit of the year, and meme of the year.
Sounds good.
I mean, I feel we've only done it once, but which was Derek's suggestion.
Okay.
Like viewer
Fan
suggestion.
Yeah.
Like it's only been Sisu, so like I think that's gonna be the winner this year.
Wait,
But again,
didn't Sadu must have suggested something? No.
But again, but you know, who was
What do you mean, like
that told us
fan submission of the year?
Well,
remember,
D-Train's like, you know, watch
told us to watch
Sisu, and
Sisu.
then
Yeah,
and
so
then
that
the
would
one
be
guy
his,
kept
like-
telling us to watch like Christine, which we never did.
Yeah.
But again,
What was
like,
that guy's
if
name?
people, you know, if D-Train or like more people throw out stuff that we should watch, and then we end up watching, it's like, okay, well, what was the best out of those? That it's like, oh, let's give our viewers a little cred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like, I mean, viewers, Sadu, D-Train, Simone, Angel, anyone who has something get next week. You're submit it in the chat. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. You know what I mean? Like, you get one shot at it, I guess. Deloise's are coming up.
That's why it's like I think this year it's just going to be D-Train, Sisu.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing
It-
we actually.
It would have been
watched.
funny
exactly.
if we
And
could.
Eddie didn't tell us to watch anything?
No, Addy did for sure. I can't remember. He submitted something that, and I don't think we ever watched what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we
was
can
it
bang
Black?
through
Was
it.
it Blackberry? I know he told me to watch Blackberry. I never watched Blackberry.
I think
Sadu did.
with Glenn Howerton.
Sadu
Blue
did
Eye
say watch.
Samurai.
Blue
Oh,
Eye
Yeah,
Samurai, and
no,
I did
Sadu.
actually
Yeah,
start that.
no, Sadu sidebarred me even on the phone one time and told me to watch that.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I need to watch
good
that.
call. Good call,
But
yeah.
Jared, I think that's a good category, but I don't know.
Yeah,
D-Train
we
says
don't have a
Dilbert of the
lot.
year.
We don't have a lot to choose from. And I also
Dilbert
don't
of the
exactly
year.
remember.
I was gonna say
Calvin and
episode,
Hobbes of the year.
our episode of the year. Like if we had
That's what
4,
the fans did. Yeah.
and we were like episode whatever with all the funny names, like that one that we did with the weird numbers, Nick D.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Totally.
mhm.
Yeah,
Totally.
whatever. I mean,
The infamous tier list that pissed everyone off. What even was that? Was that Star Wars?
oh, the BK. Was it Marvel?
Yeah, that's gonna be episode number 1 for sure.
Yeah, BK getting hot in the
Set
comments.
the internet on fire.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, I think 12 categories because the 3 of us actually have to pick now 12 different things.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think, and we'll each read 3 different awards, 4 different awards. You know what I mean? So it's like Jared will present best comedy, best. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Hughes
yeah,
is here
yeah.
because,
yeah.
You know, we'll each get to present 4 awards.
Well, I figured
12.
also we'll just each present our own because we should say who submitted each one, or we could do it like I don't know. We could talk about that off stream too. How we're gonna do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can make that part funny. You're
Yeah.
right, Nick. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's our 12 categories. We got 12. Boom. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so we just need to get catering, suits, a band to play. We need to get choreography done. All right, guys. Let's start getting the Deloise's ready.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna do it together, or is it gonna be a digital episode?
Might as well. No, I think we might as well be together. Like, why
Yeah.
not? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
we'll have to talk about that. We'll have to figure that part out too. That's a good call, Jer. We
that
still
way
need to do
it
Hots Giving, which is turning into Hots New Year's.
Oh yeah.
that should be, or it could either be New Year's or it could be the Deloise's. We should just have BK and anyone in town, BK, Austin, Sadu, Addy, anyone who's in town should just come by and hop on the mic for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
why
think
not?
if Austin is up for it and it's a good day, that could be cool.
That's a lot more booking stuff because it's not like then it has to be on a weekend.
Yeah, it has to be the week.
Yeah, it has to. We have to set a bunch of stuff.
We don't work with him. That's his problem.
We'll just what. I saw Austin Sunday night and he brought it up again, and we discussed it, and I was like, oh, we'll figure it out when we can do Hots Giving. He's like, Hots Giving sounded more like Hots New Year's, and I said, yeah, you know, it's gonna happen. It sits right here on my desk next to all my stuff. It's going to happen. We're gonna do it. But let's almost just because the Deloise's already feel like it's gonna be its own big spectacular.
Yeah.
Because Jared, we're gonna have to make sure
we're gonna rent
you have all me and you have all the categories and have it all set up to where we know which one to. So
yeah,
I think adding the
You're gonna
Hots
have to have
Giving.
sound drops ready, like, you know what I mean.
I think Hots Giving and the Deloise's should be almost separate because they're two.
Yeah, it's a fun idea, but yeah,
It'd be. Work. Let's do the Deloise's this year, and then next year, if everything goes smoothly, we'll combine the ideas. Austin will be the presenter.
Yeah, he'll host.
He eats the hot chip,
and
then he presents. But this year, let's just do the Deloise's. Figure out how we can do it where we have the screen, because we're also gonna have to run a the chat.
Dude, that's what. Right, so if we have it before, we should have that should be the questions we ask Austin. We have Austin's hot picks after he eats the things. We present him all the categories, and he picks his own winners while he's being burned by the chip.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I think it'd even be funny if Austin doesn't know at all what's going on, and then we hand him these note cards, and we're like, "You're gonna read off movie of the year."
Oh, yeah.
He reads it off. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's a bigger idea. We'll have to, like, next year, we have to be prepared for it, and we'll have to, like, come up with it all and, like, present it differently. We could do it, dude. We could totally do it. It'd be a lot of production. Yeah, and we just came up with our categories a week in advance, so we're a little behind on the whole thing.
Because, I mean, theoretically, it's in 2 weeks, right? Are we doing it the first week of January?
It'd be. We looked it up. It'd be the second, so it's the first Tuesday of the new year would be the Deloise's.
Yeah, so that's in 2 weeks. So yeah, we have 2 weeks to get it together.
Yeah, it's not next Tuesday. It's the following Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be our Christmas tier list redo.
Yeah. REDUX.
Well, that was weird. All right. Well, I think this is a great show. I think we could wrap it up here, boys and girls. I hope everyone's getting pumped for the Deloise's. They're coming up, like we just said. It'll be the second of the new year, first Tuesday of the year. I'm hoping we have a lot of people in chat because that will make these show. Then people could be voting, and it'll make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Have a party, have a viewing party.
Yeah.
In person.
Yeah.
And invite your friends and family.
But everyone watch on separate devices. You can watch it in the same room.
Yeah, don't.
Everyone on separate devices.
Yeah.
True.
Bring up your phone, put it on mute, watch it on the big screen. But like and subscribe. We need viewers and algorithm boosts.
Money. Yeah.
You jerks. So
I mean,
everybody go out and buy 2-3 phones.
We need subs more than we need anything. But yes. Watch time and subs for
sure.
Want
it all.
Yeah. Well, we can't get to the money thing until we get the other things, and then the other thing will happen if we got the other things that goes in that line.
So whoever goes to an Apple store and takes a picture or video of them going on all the devices and subbing to us, and then sends it to us, I'll give you $5.
Free sheet of grip tape. Well, free sheet of grip tape on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
so whoever
Yeah,
whoever can prove
sure,
they're
Nick D.
boosting our numbers, you'll
I don't think
get stuff.
I think Jerry's $5 is more valuable than the free sheet of grip tape to this crowd. But I will throw in the free sheet of grip tape. And D Train, I got you on skateboard grip, so there you go, bro. Shit, D, you go out and do it. I got some other stuff in the
Yeah,
warehouse. There's something
show us
there.
you added some subs to us. $5.
Yeah. And we got big plans for next year too. We were going to do the goddamn Pokemon episode with a special guest, Trainer's Tavern. It's gotta happen. Where we bust them out and then we make him tell us if they're worth money, and we each pull one and then we show it on camera. It'd be so funny. And then have Ryan being all serious and telling us about it. It'd be great. We got to do that.
Yeah. And then we know
BK's dumbass needs to come on and talk about Ahsoka / Loki.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't come tonight.
Dune 2 will be out, so we'll finally get that Dune episode we've been promising for the year.
Dune versus Dune. Dune versus Dune has to go down. Nick D's right. And yeah.
And then we also never did our Cyberpunk thing. We watched all that Cyberpunk stuff and then never actually.
Yeah.
We actually got to do the episode.
Yeah, we have to make the tier list too. That was the part.
Yeah.
I also think that, I don't know if you two have plans on seeing this. I kind of maybe want to go to the drive-in. Nick D, I'm talking to you. We could do a Willy Wonka versus Willy Wonka episode. The Wonkas.
Oh yeah, Depp versus Chalamet versus Wilder. Yeah.
It would be the smallest tier list we've ever done, where we tier list the 3 Wonkas. I wonder how that will go. That would be a funny episode.
Yeah.
Just because when we post the tier list, it'd be like, that's stupid. There's just 3 movies.
I love it. I think we should do that.
All right.
Do they all have different names? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh yeah, Wonka,
Charlie and the
then Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, they all have different names. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. We'll be back next week with our Christmas recap. We'll be doing a Christmas recap with Christmas movies, and it'll be our day after Christmas spectacular.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Until
Merry
then,
Christmas, you filthy animals.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
And a new Sudoku review coming soon.